Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing 10 eyeshadow palettes that I regret buying. It's either that I tested out and I didn't like, or I just bought it to buy it and they've just been chilling in my collection. I'm sure I'm not the only one that has done stuff like this. Yeah, I just figured I can share 10 palettes with you guys that are in my collection that I'm just like, I probably shouldn't have bought this. So if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. I do upload 3 times a week, Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, so definitely subscribe so you don't miss out. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. So I'm not going to mention these in any particular order. I have a lot more high-end palettes than I do drugstore, which is probably something that I should be saving my coins instead of just spending money on high-end palettes. But I also want to mention that my shirt kind of blends in with the background, but I didn't feel like changing it. I feel like I have a green screen on, imagine. Did you guys watch that video of Jenna Marbles when she had a green screen and then she was eating? Or also that she was like a disco ball. It was so hilarious. My daughter and I watch Jenna Marbles' videos together. Like anytime there's a new video, we watch them together, and then she's always asking me if there's a new Kermit video. Because if you watch Jenna Marbles, you know who Kermit is. But anywho, let's go ahead and jump into these 10 palettes. I actually have 11 palettes, but yeah, the first palette here is this Hooda Beauty Emerald Obsessions palette. Here is what the inside looks like. You can tell that it has been used, but not very much. The reason why I picked it up was because my daughter's actually a May baby. Her birthstone is Emerald. So I also picked up Ruby and also Topaz for my husband and myself. But this one, I don't regret picking it up because I picked it up because of her birthstone, but I kind of don't like the shades in here. Like, you really only get 3 mattes in this palette, and I just wish they didn't have this like minty colored shade. I don't know, I just don't reach for this palette. I regret buying it because of the shade selection. I don't regret buying it because of the meaning of the reason why I picked it up, you know what I mean? So for 3 matte shades in here, I feel like it's not enough. They put way more shimmers in here than we needed. Like, I wish we had like this kind of green, like a hunter green matte in here instead of that. It's a metallic type green. Maybe swatch some colors. That color is beautiful. Look at these. Like, it's a beautiful palette, but I just feel like the matte shade selection in here is not great. Here are some of those shades swatched. It's a good palette, but I just kind of wish they had a different shade selection in this. We're gonna go ahead and do a drugstore palette, and you can tell I haven't used this in a while because it has freaking dust on top of it. But this is the e.l.f. Matte for Matte palette. I picked this up at Marshall's, I believe, so I didn't pay full price for it, but I got it because I was like, okay, I don't have very many like affordable all matte like neutral shades. And here is what the inside looks like. You can probably tell it's not very much used, but ding dong only. Ding dong, that sounds weird. I scratched it with my nail, but I don't know. I think I've only used this once, maybe twice, and I scratched the heck out of this shade right there. It's an okay palette. It's for everyday use. I don't really wear these kinds of shades for everyday. I use more like burgundy type colors. I don't really reach for this. I should declutter this soon. I probably will be decluttering a lot of these palettes that I'm mentioning that I regret buying in a future like palette declutter. And a few of these I am going to put also in like chopping block videos because I like them, but I haven't reached for them, and is it like worth them staying in my collection again? But yeah, this palette's basic everyday type of palette. Another palette that I kind of regret picking up is this Spute Classical Paradise palette. Here's the outer packaging, and the inside shades look like this. I thought it was super pretty. I love the color scheme of this palette. You get a yellow, an orange, a burgundy, this reddish type color, and these 2 colors are kind of similar. To be honest, I picked this up because I thought it was a really comparable like palette to the Jaclyn Hill Armed and Gorgeous, just because those palettes aren't that great. So I figured, let me go ahead and pick this one up, see. But to be honest, like, I have a lot of these shades in my collection. The only shades I don't really have is like these 3 shades right there. I think I'm going to put this in a future chopping block video just because it's alright. Like, I feel like I have these colors already. Like, I like the formula. I do have one, the purple palette. I think it's like Fallen Paradise or something like that. I do have that one and I really like it, but this one was just like, meh. I want to pick up the Bright palette from this because I don't have very many Bright palettes, but that one definitely is one that I regret picking up. Another palette that I regret getting is this Tarte Tartlet in Bloom. Tarte formula, you guys. I just don't like their formula. I don't know what it is. I feel like a lot of these shades look super similar once I apply them. I have used this palette a little bit. It does show a little more wear than the other palettes I've showed you guys, I think. But I feel like a lot of these shades look really similar. Like these shades, you can't even see them on my lids. I did pick up the Tartelette Toasted. I got it on sale at Ulta, but it's still sitting in my new eyeshadow palette drawer. I haven't touched it, so I think I'm just going to put that in a future giveaway. I'm going to put this in a future chopping block to see if I want to keep it or not. Last few times I've used it, I thought it was okay. It wasn't anything amazing. It's definitely an everyday type of palette. You get warms, neutrals, and cool tone shades in here. I like the idea of this palette, but a lot of these shades I just feel like they don't really show up on me and they just all start looking the same. So next up, I have this palette by Face Candy. This is the Amazonia palette. Face Candy, I don't know if Face Candy exists still, and also like Bad Habit, because Shop Hush does no longer exist. So I have no idea like if these brands exist still. Maybe they do, but here is what the inside of this palette looks like. I got this because this is supposed to be a dupe to one of the Kylie Cosmetics like holiday palettes. I picked it up because I don't have a lot of cool tone shadows, and I like that they had some pops of color, like this bright orange red shade, which is pretty much the only pop of color in here, you guys. Look, because other than that, this is definitely a boring palette. Honestly, I think I picked it up because of Toucan. Like, that's what my eyes went straight towards. And also I was like, okay, well, I don't really have a lot of these cool tone shades in my collection. Maybe I should pick it up. But if you look closely, it's not loved very much. Like, there's a few shades I have used. I've used 5 out of 14 shades. Like, I think this one I definitely declutter. Just, I don't need it in my collection. I don't need it sitting. We buy stuff and don't use it. I do anyways. I'm sure there's other people that do as well. I hope I'm not the only one. So next two, I'm going to count as one, but because they're from the same brand. They're by Natasha De Nonna. These were the holiday palettes. I was in California when they went on sale, so I actually went into the Sephora store and they did have both. So I picked them up, and as you can see, they look pretty much new. I have used it like a couple times. Oops, sorry. This one is the Aries, and then this one is the, the Joya. And here is what that one looks like. I think I've used this one less than the other one, but I kind of regret picking these up just because I don't reach for these. Like, these are not like everyday type of colors to use. Maybe like this palette is, but this one isn't very much. I don't really, again, reach for those kinds of shades. I really like Natasha De Nonna formula. Some of the minis are like hit and miss. I don't know, I just don't reach for these. I'm glad I got them on sale, but still, like, even if you buy stuff on sale, you're still kind of wasting money on product. Yeah, I'm thinking I might declutter this one and keep this one, but yeah, stay tuned. If you guys don't know, I do have a Poshmark. I do have a few stuff from my collection that I have decluttered and are on my Poshmark. It's just marielamakeup if you guys want to check it out and see, but I think some of these I will be putting in my Poshmark. I don't know when, or if I'll wait until like I do an eyeshadow palette declutter, but I think I probably should declutter some palettes because my collection's getting out of hand. So next up is this Lime Crime Venus 2 palette. I picked this up during one of the 21 Days of Beauty steals. Here's what the packaging looks like, but this is what the inside looks like. I picked this one up because I thought it was more different than the other palettes that they had. Even though they were really, really pretty, I was like, I don't have very many like grungy type shadows in my collection like this, but I do again have like these two kinds of colors in my collection. This one's more like a shifting like green brown color. I don't have very many periwinkle shades. I don't have very many mustardy type shades. I think this palette's nice. To be honest, I would only really use like these 3 shades and these 2. I think those are actually the only shadows I have used in this palette. I have heard a lot of people say this is like one of their favorite like grungy go-to palettes. It's just not one I reach for, and for that reason, that is why I kind of regret picking this up. Next up is this BH Cosmetics Foil Eyes 28 color palette. I picked this up because I was like, okay, like maybe I need like a colorful palette that's shimmers, because I have like the Take Me Back to Brazil palette and that's an all matte. So that's the reason why I picked up the all shimmer palette. But again, I've probably swatched a few of these shades, and this palette I haven't reached for in a while. But here's what the inside looks like. They also have like a cool tone version as well. And I did declutter the cool tone version because I also had it in my collection, and I was like, let me just keep the one palette. This color looks super pretty. Ooh, look at... But I have this color in my collection already. So this is probably one that I should declutter. Ooh, this peachy color looks really nice as well. And what other color is really catching my eye? That's like the only two colors that's really catching my eye in this palette, so I should definitely declutter this. The pigmentation is not bad, so I don't know. Again, I bought it because I thought I needed a shimmer palette to go with my all matte Take Me to Brazil palette, and used it a few times. So again, this is one that I should declutter. I should probably do an eyeshadow palette declutter so I can get rid of other palettes that are in my collection as well. Next up, I have this Be Perfect Carnival Pellets. This was in collab with Stacey Marie. So I picked this up because my friend Naya really loves like colorful looks, and I love all of her looks, and every time she's done a look she was using this palette, and I was like, okay, let me go ahead and pick it up because my friend is killing it with these like bright eyeshadow looks. And here is what the inside looks like. You get a mix of colorful and like neutral shades, and then you do get these two highlights over here. She's actually coming out with the Carnival XL palette, and I'm kind of like side-eyeing it like, Mariela, do you want it? But I'm like, you don't even use this one. Like, how are you gonna pick up the XL version? I don't know. It's a beautiful palette. I've used this, again, a handful of times, but when I have used it, I have really enjoyed it. I just need to love it more. I don't think this is one that I would declutter. Like, I think this is one that I would have to put in a chopping block video to make sure, because what I can see, I've used 2, 4, 6, 8 shades from this whole palette. So obviously I haven't given this palette a fair shot. It's obviously very beautiful. I'm not one to create like really out of the box looks. I usually kind of try to pair whatever's in my crease with what's on my lid. I don't really put like, or this on my lid and put like random shades in my crease. I just don't see looks that, like, to create looks that way. I don't know. I need to have a more open mind. I have started doing like 3 different eyeshadows in the crease, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm making any sense. I'm just talking in circles, I feel. But this is a beautiful palette. Definitely one that I will definitely put like in a future chopping block just so I can use it more and really see if I want to declutter it. But right now, since I haven't really used it and it's just been chilling in my collection, I just feel like this is something that I probably could have passed on. I have one more palette left to talk to you guys. And that one is by Jeffree Star Cosmetics, and it's the Blue Blood palette. And the reason why I regret buying this palette is because it's an all blue palette. To be honest, blue scares me. Like, I'll wear blue in the inner corner and like the lower lash line, but to do like a full blue look, it definitely like intimidates me. I'm not one to do like full blue looks very often. And I think I picked this up because a lot of people were having issues trying to get it, which is super dumb of me to do, because when I got it, honestly, I was like, wow, this is such a beautiful palette, but it is blue. Yeah, I thought about returning this back to Beautylish, but I was like, you paid money for this and now you want to return it for the brand or the company to just throw this away, because obviously they can't sell this anymore. So that is the reason why I never mailed it back to Beautylish, because I was like, you picked this up, you spent your money on this, and now you just want to, you know, go ahead and return it and get your money back and everything is good. Like, no, this is a super beautiful palette to just be thrown away, because that's what like companies do, you know, they get your makeup back, your used makeup. I don't even know if they resell the stuff that isn't used, but stuff that is used, they're not gonna resell this, you know? So I would definitely consider selling this. I did try to sell it on my Instagram. I tried to get most of what I paid for, because this is like a $56 palette and didn't seem like anybody really wanted to buy it from me. I don't have a lot of blues in my collection, so that's the reason why I wanted to keep it too, because it's really nice and the shadows are pretty pigmented. But I don't know. I just kind of regret picking this up because I didn't really need this. I don't really reach for blue shades. Here's what the inside looks like. I've used it like 2, maybe 3 times. So let me know. If you want to buy this from me, let me know and we can make some arrangements and go from there. So those are all the products that I have for the 10 palettes that I kind of regret picking up. Let me know down below, what are a few palettes you regret picking up that you have in your collection and you were like, when you received it and used it, you're like, okay, I didn't really need this palette. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye.